Hello, and welcome back to one of my videos. Today I have a question more than a video to show you guys. I've been struggling with this the last couple of days and weeks and didn't really find a good answer yet. I was wondering if anybody out there in the YouTube world can answer this for me and solve this puzzle. Because for me it's kind of confusing, but maybe somebody can shed some more light on this, and I'll show you what's going on. What I'm trying to do is that for test purposes, I'm trying to lock down, let's say, control panel in when a user logs into a computer. Right now I have Windows Server 2019 and a Windows 10 client. Right now you were looking at the Windows 2019 server. It's a domain controller. And I'm going to pull up Active Directory users and computers, and you can see I have an account here named Sam Lockout. All right, and if I double click on him, you can see he is just a member of the domain users group. That's all he has. So now one thing I want to do is I'll minimize the domain users group, and I'm going to come back into group policy. And what I did here is that I have a organizational unit called CNA users, and I have some sub-organizational units here called HR department and the tech department. And I also have a computers CNA here, which I have the computer in. So if I go to Win 10 computers, should be in that group. All right, let me go back to my Windows here. All right, so there is my computer group. Okay, but what I want to target this towards the user, not towards the computer when they log in. Not when the computer logs in, but when the user logs in. So what I'm going to do is go back here to group policy. And I'm going to click on the HR department. I'm going to right click and I'm going to create a GPO. Now, I'll call this GPO control panel lockout. And I'll hit OK. So as you can see now, I just created a GPO here, and I linked it to the HR OU. Right now it's not going to do anything because I haven't configured it for to do anything. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to right click on here and click on the edit button. And it's going to bring up the group policy management editor. And I'll make that bigger so we can see it. And as you can see, they have a user configuration and a computer configuration. I'm going to pick on the user configuration. I'm going to click on policies. And I believe it is under administrative templates. Okay. So as you can see here, you have Windows settings. Let me move this over for you. Control panel is right here. Now, it says here prohibit access to control panel and PC settings. So I'm going to edit this policy. I can either double click it or click here. Now from here you can read what it does. The settings prevents control.exe and system settings, the program files and control panels from starting. As a result, users cannot start control panel or PC settings, run any other items. So what I'm going to do here, you have not configured, enabled, and disabled. I'm going to turn this on. I'm not going to disable it. It's not configured. Not configured means it's not doing anything. Enabled means just think of it as being on, and disabled, I could turn it off. So, you know, if you had it on, you could come back here and disable it if you had to. I'm going to click apply, and then click OK. All right. So now we can see here the state, it says it is enabled. All right. So now I'm done with this part. I enabled it. It should work. So what I'm going to do now is I will close out Group Policy Management Editor. Now, what I'm going to do, so far now, this is now linked, you can see here, to the HR, okay? And in this HR, if I can go here to details, it'll tell me details, the settings, once it generates, and then the delegations. Okay. So now I would figure anything in this HR OU would be affected. Anybody in HR OU underneath here, we're going to keep this authenticated users for now. I'm going to minimize this and go back into Active Directory users and computers. Come down here to HR. And what I did here is that I made a lockdown group. In that group, I'm going to add, all right, it's not a member of any other group, it's just a member. I'm going to add lockdown Sam. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go with Sam. All right, so I'm going to click OK and click Apply and click OK. Now, Sam is now a member of the lockdown group in the organizational unit. So my thinking would be is that since I added him that way, he should get locked out. So what we're going to do is jump back over here to the Windows 10. And I'm going to bring this up. All right. So what I'll do here, I'm just going to, I'll restart this. Give it a nice fair chance. Now you would figure group policy would pull down when you restart the computer or do a GP update /force. It's basically doing the same thing. You're going to push that group policy down to the machine for the current user. So again, while that's restarting, you can see that if I bring up the group policy, this is now linked with this little check mark here. This is now linked in the HR, and right now we just have authenticated users. But I believe this is not going to do anything. At least it hasn't in the past. This is the question which I don't understand. And what we're going to do is that I'm going to log in, and I want to see if this actually locks him out of the control panel on the machine. So you figure right now is when the policy is being pushed down and it's going to take effect on the SAM lockout account. That's what I would think that would happen in this case, that this is when it would be enacted. And in the past, it did spin for a while, and I would think that the group policy is being pushed down to the account. But then when I go to Access Control Panel, I'm still able to access it. As you can see, I log back in normally. I have a slow virtual machine, so bear with me. It will come up here. But this question has been floated around for a while between me and my partner, and we cannot figure this out. You know, we've been doing stuff remotely, trying to figure this out, and it's very confusing to us why this should not work, and that's why I'm throwing this video up there. And if I click on Control Panel, I think it's almost done. You can see it's still circling. All right. We're going to click on Control Panel. Again, I am a standard user. I am not a domain admin or anything like that group. I'm not in any of that stuff, and I have access to Control Panel. I can click on User Accounts and click all around. But, okay, with that being said, I'm going to sign out of the Win 10, go back into my server. Now, this is a part which we don't understand. If I come back to the HROU and I come down here to users and I find Sam Lockout and I right click, and if I move him into my OU, the HR, and now I physically moved him. So now if we go back into the HR, he's there. All right. Now let's go back to the Win 10. And I'm going to log back in as Sam. This may not take effect on the first one because my computers are slow. But we'll see here. Because anytime you make a move like that, you would want the user to log out and log back in. Or you could do a GP force / force update on the person's computer and then have them log out and log back in. But we'll see if this doesn't have any effect. If so, I will do a GP update. And that should kick it. All right, you can see there my operation has been canceled due to restrictions in effect of this computer. Please contact your system administrator. That means that I do not have access to this. So it did work. Now, the question will be, it's going to get explorer.exe, unspecified error. That's normal. So now I don't have access to Control Panel anymore. But the question comes up is this. I now have moved this SAM account into this OU. Now, if I wanted to make an other GPO under this HR, or we'll say under the tech group, you know, let's just say we make something in there, I would have to move. See, there's no way for me to go tech, right click. All right, if I say move again, it's going to move, okay, because he's not in my users, right? He's under the the HR. So I gotta move. That's like moving the object though. But if I would right click here and go new group, and we'll call this one Lockdown 2. And now if I would double click on this, as you can see there's no members. All right. The only way that I would make it work if I could right click in here and go move. Let's say move object into container. I can make him a member of the group, but that's not going to do it. Because right now, Sam Lockout is there. And as you can see, I have no move option. If I right click, go move, CNA users. So unless I add the HR group in there, if that's how it's done, I'm not sure. But there's no way for me to add in other persons. Like if I would add him and I go Sam, I can go check names. Great, he's a member of that group, but it's not going to work. Because right now he's a member. I would have to physically move him again into the other group here, and now he's out of there and he's into here to make that work. So my question is, why do we keep having to moving users around? Why can't we just make a group, right click on that group, go to members, add the member to the group, assign the GP, right, the group policy, to the HROU, and anything in that HR should work. It doesn't matter what I do down here either. I can add the security, that security lockdown group. That's not going to make a difference. I can add the user. It doesn't make a difference. For some reason, the user has to be moved from group to group, from OU to OU. How is that solved? That's my question. All right. So that's what I propose for you guys out there. Let me know if you guys know how to do this, because I do not. And Danish and KevTech, if you're listening, maybe try this on your own VMs and then see how you guys can get around this. All right. Well, thanks, guys, and thanks for watching my video. Have a good one. Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh.